Day one of the tournament is in the books, and congratulations to Brian Winans and Ty Wilda for an outstanding day. Both of them picked 15 out of 16 games correct on Thursday. Great job. Brian missed only Purdue, who totally choked against Little Rock. Otherwise, Brian would have had a perfect day. And Ty got Little Rock, and he also got Yale, as Brian did. Ty missed only Arizona, who got waxed by Wichita State. Yes, Arizona, they're out. 14 more people got 14 out of 16, including former champions such as Bruce Goodman and Cathleen Woods. Nice job. Also with 14 out of 16 were people like, surprisingly, Paulette Britton. Also, Evan Price, Jason Flynn, Jackie Miyasaki, and Rafael Rudzinski. Trenton Switzer, Jake Donald, Larry Manley, Adrian Ramirez, Kyle Steinfeld, Chase Findell, and also Ryan Casey got 14 out of 16, and Casey missed only USC and Purdue. Oh, that is painful. One team who gagged and gave up a layup with 2 seconds left, and the other team who lost in overtime after a guy bombed a Steph Curry ranged three-pointer to tie the game in regulation. Painful for Casey. Almost a perfect day. But 14 out of 16 is solid nonetheless. Many of you got 13 out of 16. Now, by the way, if you're one of the people that got 13 out of 16 and the games you missed were Arizona, Baylor, and Purdue, then congratulations on simply picking all of the betting favorites the whole day. Wow, that takes a lot of creativity to be able to do that. There's no glory in getting out of 13 out of 16 if all you did was pick all the betting favorites. I'm talking about people like Robert Gonzalez and Jeff Bry and Dane Espegard, yes, and probably several others. Those guys merely picked all the betting favorites for the day, and thus there were 3 upsets by the spread, and they got 13 out of 16. Congratulations. Not. Lots of people got 12 or 11 out of 16, and they're not worth mentioning in this video. But there were people who only got 10 out of 16. A painful performance. Painful. 10 out of 16. Including Nick Buckaloo, last year's caboose, who has yet to pay his $80 to enter this year. We may disqualify him if I don't get his $80 today. Also with 10 out of 16, Katie Haney, frequently found in the bowels of the pool standings. Greg Sharonis, Joe Duca, Chris Valentino, Robert Katayama. Yes, thank you, Robert, for the Fresno State hat. I appreciate it. But the Bulldogs are out. Also with 10 out of 16, Josh Taylor and Jake Doherty and Joe Shoup. Scott Brooks, embattled former Oklahoma City coach. And yes, also with 10 out of 16, me. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. I took a flyer on UNC Wilmington, who was leading Duke at halftime, but they gagged. Of course, I missed Yale and Little Rock, and all of the toss-up games. I missed them all. Colorado against Connecticut, Seton Hall against Gonzaga, Texas Tech against Butler. Ugh! I suck. 10 out of 16. But there is hope for another day. We will see. And, gloriously, those of us with 10 out of 16 did beat 7 of the 115 entrants in the pool. In fact, we had 6 people, who mustered up only 9 out of 16. Jason Heinrichs, Trey Ketchum, Lauren Horton, Anthony Big Ant Garcia, Victor Paredes, and Albert DiLeonardo with 9 out of 16? Ugh. But Not one, but 2 notches below them. 2 notches below with only 7 out of 16, bringing shame to the Espegard name. Brookelyn Espegard, the caboose, 7 for 16. Yes, Brooke had, maybe it was Dane. Dane had, Brooke had Chattanooga, Stony Brook, Iona, and Buffalo. Yes, these 4 teams lost by a combined 73 points. Nice job. For some reason, inexplicably, a number of you have asked me, who did I pick? Why did I pick who did I pick? Who do I think's going to win? Who cares? My picks suck. Once I tell you my picks, you'll know what's not going to happen. And so any of you that have the same picks will be feeling negative about the rest of the pool and the rest of the tournament. In the South, I did take Kansas over Villanova. I do think Kansas is the best team in the country, and they are strong. I did also pick Wichita State to win 2 games over Arizona and Miami. And after that performance yesterday, I'm thinking I might have wished that I picked them over Villanova also, setting up an epic Kansas versus Wichita State regional final. In the West, I did take Oklahoma over Oregon. Yes, the Sooners with Buddy Hield, the best player in the country. Very strong likelihood they're going to advance out of that region. In the Midwest, I believe that Virginia and Michigan State will meet in the regional final. I can't see anybody else beating either of those 2 teams. However, most people in this pool, like I think 100 out of 115, picked Michigan State. And knowing that that would be a toss-up game and I would get better value out of picking Virginia, I did go with the Who's, also in honor of Dave Powders. I can't find my Who's hat, by the way, Dave, right now. I looked all over the house to find it this morning. I can't find it, but I will, and I'll wear it in a video, especially if they beat Michigan State. In the East, I really believe you could just flip coins once you get to the Sweet 16 in that region. You got Carolina, you got Kentucky, you got West Virginia, and you got Xavier, and you could just flip coins. I don't believe in North Carolina. I think Kentucky will beat them. I think the Xavier-West Virginia game is a total toss-up, and I think whoever wins that game will be likely to beat Kentucky and advance to the Final Four. I went with Xavier because of their guard play. Even though I hate the Big East, I think Villanova sucks every year compared to their seeding. But I just decided to go with Xavier for whatever reason. So there you go. Those are my picks for what that's worth. They probably stink, but that's what's happening. If you want to know who picked whom in the pool, there are 15 different teams picked to win the pool. Yes, 15 different teams were picked by our 115 entrants to become the champion. 41 people picked Kansas. Oh, by the way, I did pick Kansas over Virginia in the championship game. 41 people picked Kansas. 40 people picked Michigan State. 10 people only picked North Carolina, one of the major favorites, and only 10 people picked them. 4 people picked Oregon, and 4 people picked Villanova. 3 people picked Virginia, a number 1 seed, to win it. 3 people picked Oklahoma, another major favorite with probably the easiest road to get to the Final Four. Another 3 people picked Kentucky. 1 person picked Utah to win the championship. Utah, that was Paulette Britton. 1 person picked West Virginia, Rafael Rodzinski. 1 person picked Duke. Yes, you could probably guess. Last year he picked Duke also. Every year he picks Duke. Miguel Lopez, Homer. He also picked the Lakers to win the NBA this year. 1 person picked Xavier, and that was last year's caboose, Nick Buckaloo, possibly making a bid to be a 2-year caboose for the pool. 1 person picked Maryland, that was Rachel Dowd. 1 person picked Texas A&M, J. Brad Britton. And 1 person picked, yes, Cal. That was Cal Homer and alum Natalie Lanning. She went with Cal to win the championship. And this will not be happening. Natalie, if Cal wins the championship, number 1, you will get free entry in the pool for life. And number 2, as a celebration of California glory. I will pay for the entry next year in the pool for every person in this year's pool who lives in California. They will not be winning. By the way, Peter Schneider had Purdue in the Final Four. They're already out. Don Hill picked UConn to make the Final Four. He's living in the past. And Jake Donald has Stephen F. Austin, yes, the Lumberjacks, to make the Final Four. Jake, if Stephen F. Austin makes the Final Four, I will personally visit Nacogdoches, Texas, probably riding my bike there, and I will purchase a full array of Stephen F. Austin gear, everything I can find in their bookstore or whatever you call it at their school, and I will wear it all and take a picture. They will not be making the Final Four. They're probably going to be out immediately. In fact, they may already be out. 28 geniuses, by the way, had Kansas, Michigan State, UNC, and Oklahoma in the Final Four. That is all the favorites. 28 people have the exact identical Final Four. Only 3 people in the entire pool picked all 4 number 1 seeds this year. Because, of course, Oregon and Virginia are underdogs, even though they are number 1 seeds. Of course, all 4 number 1 seeds has only happened one time ever. Please make sure you pay by Friday night in order to be eligible for the $240 bonus, which will go to our second round leader after Sunday's games. Enjoy all the games on Friday. Have a good time, and I'll be back at you after Friday night's games, either Friday night or Saturday morning, with another video update.